Hey there, and welcome. Let's just be real for a second. Life can often feel like you've been dealt a really, really bad hand of cards, you know? The kind of hand where you just want to fold immediately. Maybe it's that work project that's on its eighth revision, or, the classic, you just washed your car and now it's pouring rain. These little things, they can really, really stack up. But here's the thing. That's exactly where our power is, right? We can't control the storm outside, but we can absolutely control the climate inside our own heads. Since we can't change what happens to us, our real strength, our real superpower, is in mastering how we react to it.
So, in this explainer, we're going to start by talking about why life feels so tough sometimes. And then we're going to dive into 5 really powerful secrets to help you find more joy and more contentment, even when the world feels like total chaos.
Okay, so first things first, let's just acknowledge the feeling. It's that constant, kind of low-level frustration, isn't it? The traffic jam when you're already late, the Wi-Fi dropping out right in the middle of an important call, or getting your heart set on a restaurant only to find out it's closed. All these little things build up, and they can make life feel like you're constantly fighting an uphill battle. And then on top of all that, we're surrounded by this giant digital Versailles palace. You know what I mean? We open our phones and we're just bombarded with curated perfection. Luxury cars, designer bags, unbelievable meals. And after a while, it's so easy to start thinking that happiness is only for these huge, life-changing moments, which just makes our own normal lives feel, well, not good enough. So let's dive into our first secret. This is all about fighting back against that pressure to be perfect. It's about learning to reject something I like to call emotional inflation.
So what on earth is emotional inflation? Well, it's basically when our standard for what makes us happy gets pushed so high that all the small, simple pleasures of daily life just don't register anymore. When you believe that only a designer bag or a fancy vacation can bring you joy, you completely stop noticing the little things, like a beautiful flower growing out of a crack in the sidewalk.
And this is a perfect way to look at it. On one side, you've got that high threshold happiness, and on the other, you have what we can call low-spec happiness. You know, things like finding an open seat on a crowded bus, or your food delivery showing up 5 minutes early, or, my personal favorite, finding some forgotten cash in an old jacket pocket. When you actually learn to celebrate these small wins, you start to realize that life is secretly giving you these little bonuses all day long.
All right, our next secret is about getting out of our anxious minds and getting grounded back in our bodies. It's time to activate what you could call your inner Michelin of the senses. Think about it. We spend so much time living up in our heads, right? Worrying about a future that hasn't even happened, or replaying a past that we can't change. But real contentment, that feeling of just being present and okay, it's not experienced in our thoughts. It's experienced through our senses. It's in the actual warmth of a cup of tea in your hands, not just in the idea of the caffeine kick. Let's try it for a second. Just try to tune into the world through your senses right now. You can start with hearing, that gentle sound of rain against the window pane. It's not just background noise. If you really listen, it's like nature's own quiet piano performance, just for you. And then there's the amazing power of smell. Like that scent of freshly washed sheets that have been dried in the sun. It's not just a fragrance, is it? It's a feeling, it's comfort, and it's a fresh start, all wrapped up in one deep breath. And finally, the simple, powerful act of touch. The feeling of a pet's soft fur under your hand, that is an instant anchor to the present moment. It's a physical sensation that can immediately calm your anxiety and just remind you that you're okay, you're right here, right now. Okay, our third secret is an amazing psychological tool you can pull out anytime you feel like things are starting to fall apart. It's a really simple but really profound little game. It's called the At Least I Still Have game. The whole idea is incredibly simple. When you start to feel totally overwhelmed by what's going wrong, you intentionally force your brain to complete this sentence. Instead of just focusing on the void, on what's missing, you shift your attention to the vessel, to what is still there. So here's how it works. Your job might be absolutely exhausting, but at least you have a safe, warm home to come back to. You might have been criticized at work, but at least you have that one friend you can call who will just listen. This isn't about pretending the problem doesn't exist. It's about rebuilding your brain's resource library and reminding yourself that even on the absolute worst days, your balance sheet is never actually at zero. Now, for our fourth secret. This one is all about transforming that passive feeling of just surviving into actively living. And we can do this by creating these small personal rituals that add like a golden sheen to the most boring parts of our day.
A real ritual doesn't have to be expensive or complicated at all. It's about taking a simple daily action, like making your morning coffee or doing your nightly skincare routine, and just infusing it with intention. Put your phone away, focus on the process, the smells, the feeling. This small act of respect for these tiny moments is really an act of respect for yourself. And that's how you turn a boring routine into your own personal ceremony.
All right, our final secret. This one tackles something fundamental about our human brains. We are going to learn how to consciously reprogram our own internal operating system to work for us, not against us.
See, by default, our brains are wired for survival. And what that means is they basically function like a trouble-scanning radar. They are designed to pay way more attention to negative things than positive ones. It's why one tiny criticism can completely overshadow 10 compliments. Now, this was super useful for our ancestors trying not to get eaten, but in modern life, it can be absolutely draining.
So, how do we fight back against this built-in bias? With a really simple exercise. Every single night before bed, just take a minute and write down 3 good things that happened that day. They don't have to be big at all. Maybe a stranger held the door for you, or you saw a really cute dog on your walk. The key is to be consistent. Do this for a month, and you will literally start to retrain your brain's focus.
And that is the ultimate goal here. You are actively reprogramming your mind. You're transforming it from that default trouble-scanning radar into a powerful happiness-catching magnet, one that automatically starts to notice all the good stuff that's already around you. So as we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one idea. In a world that is constantly screaming at us that we need more, more, more to be happy, choosing contentment isn't passive. It's not giving up. It is a gentle but incredibly powerful form of rebellion.
Let's go all the way back to where we started with that bad hand of cards. Life might deal you a terrible hand, and you can't always change the cards you're given. But with these tools, you can learn to shift your focus. You can start to appreciate the intricate, beautiful design on the back of the cards, even while you're playing the hand you've got.
This is not about compromise. It's a quiet, powerful resistance against the chaos. It's about finding your own light in the small moments. So I'll leave you with this question to start your practice right now. Today, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, what was your shining moment?